If you're new to jiu-jitsu, you've come to the right place.
Gracie Combatives, ladies and gentlemen, we released this program on video originally over 10 years ago. And to this day, it remains the #1 selling jiu-jitsu instructional in Gracie family history.
Why?
The question is why? Well, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu consists of well over 600 techniques. And what we realized through studies of actual Gracie challenge matches and fights over the last 100 years or so, we realized that 36 techniques were used more often and with greater success than all the others combined. So at that point we said, man, instead of spending time on all the techniques and confusing the student, let's focus exclusively on the 36 so we can prepare a student for an actual combative situation in the least amount of time possible.
And there's what it is. I personally, if I got in a fight tomorrow, depending on the circumstances, I might only need 3, 4, 5 of the 36 techniques. And we don't know how long any of you are going to stay dedicated to jiu-jitsu. So if you decide to give it 1 year, a year and a half, 2 years, we cannot afford for you to spend a year and a half and not learn these life-saving skills.
Now, the program was originally created for the US Army. They needed help kind of revamping their hand-to-hand combat manual and program. So the Gracie family came in, and our question was, how can we prepare soldiers for combat, unarmed combat, in the least amount of time? Gracie Combatives was born, and it was very effective for that purpose. Soon after, we realized, this is in the 1990s, we realized, wow, if we're using this for soldiers in combat, can't we make a civilian version of this for civilians who want to learn how to defend themselves in the least amount of time possible? And this is what Hidon's talking about. Now it exists, not only in video format. This program is the beating heart for every certified Gracie Jiu-Jitsu training center on the planet. It's the core curriculum that any beginner is going to be exposed to and kind of guided through in their beginning of their jiu-jitsu journey. And to have it on video for you guys, we're very excited because it doesn't matter where you are. As long as you have an internet connection, you can start and embark on this Gracie Combatives jiu-jitsu journey.
Let's talk about the structure of this course. Here's how this works. It is a linear program, which means that your first class, you are learning what someone should learn on their first class. Now let's compare this to how jiu-jitsu is taught around the world today at schools and on the internet.
And on video, yeah.
And on video. You're very much being thrown a random technique that you don't even understand why you're learning that in some cases. So now, Gracie Combatives, you learn lesson number 1. You learn lesson number 2, lesson number 3. And then you do maybe a reflex development drill that connects those 3 lessons, that allows you to really understand how those techniques connect and teaches you how to learn and how to read the indicators as to, on which technique you're being given at any moment. So the structure, and that's the structure that is carried to all of these certified training centers.
And what you would get if you did a private class here at Gracie University for an extended period of time with Hidon or myself, if you did private training with us, there's a logical sequence to how we would present jiu-jitsu to you, because jiu-jitsu makes more sense in order. Context matters. And if we know what you know, let's say you've done 10 lessons and I know lessons 1 through 9 that you've done, lesson 10 can be presented right with that context in mind and that framework in mind, so it makes much more sense, 10 times more sense than if you were to just show up at a class one day or to some video on the internet of a technique and say, hey, here's the choke or the sweep or the armbar we're gonna learn today. And you go, well, I see what you're teaching me, but how does this make sense in the bigger picture? So it's a very ambitious way to present an online curriculum, and we're very proud to say that the entire Gracie University curriculum, not just Gracie Combatives for beginners, but into the master cycle, which you'll be participating in soon after your Gracie Combatives completion, even the master cycle is presented in linear format. And we're the only online learning center on the planet that presents all of its material in linear online video format. It's so much more work and it takes way more time. But our dream was one day we'll be gone. We'll be old and we'll no longer be here. And our dream was to leave, captured on video, out in internet world, a pathway through jiu-jitsu that any person could start from anywhere in the world with no experience and learn everything that we ever learned from our father, our uncles, and of course, Grandmaster Eliu Gracie, our grandfather. That was the dream. That was the vision.
That's what I was going to say. It was thought of to care for somebody who has no experience and take them as far as they want to go.
It does need to be completed in order, and of course, having a training partner do it with you is ideal. Now, fortunately for you, if you don't have a training partner in your house, we have an entire database of Gracie University online members, hundreds of thousands of people who are interested in doing this. So you can collaborate and connect with them through our student database. You can even find certified training centers if there is one in your area. If there's not, you can look for Gracie Garages, unofficial at-home training centers where there's people collaborating and connecting and going through the curriculum. No certified instructor, but everyone has access to the curriculum like you are going to have, and they're chugging through the curriculum, working with each other, bouncing ideas off each other, and just growing together.
Now, eventually, you're gonna own Gracie Combatives. You're gonna do it all, you're gonna learn it, you're gonna own these techniques, and you're gonna wanna know where you stand.
How well are you doing the techniques?
So we offer tests, and this is part of the GracieUniversity.com course, where you go out there, you do a video of yourself, you upload the test. One of our instructors, we watch the test, and then we grade you. And if you score 90% or greater, you pass and you'll receive your Gracie Combatives belt. And it just shows your proficiency, your understanding of this material.
Yeah, and this idea of a video evaluation process is also exclusive to GracieUniversity.com. But our thought was putting out the material is one thing. Putting out the material and having certainty that the recipients are actually developing the correct muscle memory and reflexes in their execution of those techniques, that to us was a 10 times greater reward, greater victory for us as instructors than simply putting out material and hoping that the world is learning the moves correctly. So through video evaluation, you're gonna record your entire proficiency, Gracie Combatives proficiency test, and the details and the exact demonstrations we want to see are outlined in the testing centers. You have access to all of this, but you have to know the techniques. We're looking for reflexes, we're looking for conviction, we're looking for precision on the techniques. These are all going to matter, and any major mistake or in reflex or application is going to count as that deduction. And like Hidon said, you have to score 90 or higher to pass the Gracie Combatives test.
And when these mistakes are made, if let's say you don't pass, an instructor is going to watch and they're going to tell you the mistakes that you made. Yes. And if you need to go and train and do it again 2 months later, be our guest.
That's the best part. So if you pass the test, we're all happy. If you don't pass the test, we're happy that we had a chance to give you the feedback that you may not have achieved from the instructional video itself. So that two-way communication allows for constant growth in the curriculum and in your techniques. And this is not exclusive to Gracie Combatives. We have this at much higher levels. Of course, you can go to a certified training center and do the test live, but many people don't have access, and we did not want to prevent them from getting feedback from instructors on their performance simply because where they were geographically located.
Now, there are some of you out there that are going to be so into this material. This is going to make so much sense for you, and your appreciation is going to be so great that you're going to end up scoring a 97%. You're going to make 3 mistakes, 2 mistakes, 5 or less. And if you do that, you qualify to participate in the instructor certification program, the ICP.
Now, they might be thinking, wait a minute, Hidon, calm down. Hold on. We're not instructors yet. We're just trying to learn self-defense. Yes. What Hidon's saying is this. Jiu-Jitsu, specifically Gracie Combatives, is going to change your life. This is the program, you guys. It's going to change everything about how you look at self-defense. It's going to change everything about how you look at life. Once you complete Gracie Combatives and are affected in this way, we're just convinced, based on what we've seen up until here over the last 10 years, we're just convinced that you're going to say, wow, there would be no greater feeling than to give this great feeling that I have from this experience to other people. And the instructor certification program, the ICP, is the method through which you learn the teaching methodologies to become a certified instructor in your territory. And know this, of our hundreds of CTCs all over the world, the vast majority are owned, opened, and operated by people who started online learning the techniques through GracieUniversity.com, just like you. So we're just getting excited to get you excited about the excitement of the journey and the possibilities on the other side of learning Gracie Combatives, opening up a level 1 certified training center. Anything is possible.
It doesn't matter to what degree you teach jiu-jitsu. We just know that when you give jiu-jitsu, that is the #1 most guaranteed way of keeping jiu-jitsu in your life. Whether you give it to 2 kids at church on a Sunday or you open your own school, it doesn't matter. Spreading the art keeps it alive within yourself.
There it is, you guys. Gracie Combatives is the core of everything we do. We're so happy to have you on board. It's time to start the program. Watch the full intro class and then get started with lesson number 1 all the way through lesson 36. Follow the recommended training program, cycling through the lessons multiple times. Practice with another partner, find them in your house or find them online at gracieuniversity.com. And once you're ready, once your muscle memory is sharp, your reflexes are dialed in for all 36 techniques and their variations. We can't wait to see your Gracie Combatives test. And if you pass the test, your Gracie Combatives belt is coming your way. Thank you guys, good luck, and we'll see you on the mat.